It's Saturday, and you are watching the Smite Pro League, and we got a great triple header of SPL matches for you. 3 matches for you here today. And those matches are going to be impactful, I think, for the mental of a lot of these teams. The standing's going to shake out a little bit more after our triple header. Jade Dragons, Leviathans start our weekend. And I mentioned the standings. Why are those important, Dave? Well, because the top one team from each division goes to Masters. The other 3 teams in each division have to battle it out during the qualification process.
I think at a similar level to the Horus,
yep.
But the Leviathans got a little bit too much, I think.
And Miff, it's about play on field. That's what's going to win this game. We'll find out who takes game number 1 with your casters, J-Mac and Gore.
Thank you so much. It's the Leviathans and the Dragons to kick off our Saturday morning of the Smite Pro League. And both these teams fighting for a major win here, Goremizer, because right now the Jade Dragons 3 games behind the Oni Warriors in the win column so far. The Leviathans 1 behind the Dragons, so a must-win for the Leviathans to keep their chances alive. A must-win for the Dragons to really kind of shore up some of that gap. Okay, gets the bailout from his jungler.
It's going to give him enough pressure, though, right? Nika doesn't have a lot of mana to work with, but you still have some damage. You can still go in for the blue buff. Unfortunately, they're not going to get it. Lasbra might lose.
Lasbra dashed on and adapting. We'll get first blood. And now an aggressive play towards the dual lane. PBM gonna get stunned now, rooted out. Undying Love is there, but the Crushing Wave is ready for adapting, and he won't even need it. One more auto attack should take down Mike. It'll be the Water Hands instead. Wrong you. Where's he gonna take the squad to the Gold Fury pit? Seems to be the call with Shinto in tow. The Leviathans will go for 1 plus an objective. He did go for it, but Leviathans do get Fury. Dragons get Pyromancer. Maybe not the most even trade. But as one thing mentioned on the desk, oh man, Rongyuan again with an aggressive play to solo lane, bringing adapting in the crash by. Nika's able to dash away, but Final K is on top, waits out for the ultimate. Stun was off the mark, but 1 stun's good, and adapting now on a killing spree. The Leviathans are rocketing through the early game, and all through the hands of adapting and Rongyuan, who are really getting the show going for the Leviathans. Remember, ultimate available for this Chernobog to get in. The Dragons pull the Pyro, Final K to the backline, and Rongyuan to the skies will dunk down in with his backliner. Shinto joins the fray. Lasbra barely gets up to the sky, but Folk doesn't get that same luxury. Shinto takes down the Hunter, and the Dragons are left to run.
So much damage. And it TKOs, I mean, Lasbra didn't back until just now. Nika is going to have to really force a play. And it's all up to Dardas to make something big happen. I don't think that there's anything the Dragons could do in a firefight like the double Hunter, and it's so difficult, especially, I mean, Lasbra steps up. That's only 2 crits that he hits. The autos should be pretty easy.
What?
And that's just a single-man split. Like, nobody's bothering to stop the Leviathans. They're just playing Smite at the Dragons.
And delivered it to him. PBM in the backline now being dealt with by Final K. The Leviathans are just walking up and taking whatever they please at this point.
And so it's this delicate balance point. They don't have to wait.
Up against the frontliners, Mike and Nika both half HP. The carry's finding a path in. In goes Rongyuan. Nearly down goes Nika. And with Argus used, adapting is on the run. This is the first fight back from the Dragons, but it's just not enough. Snipe not there. Adapting lives through. And so does the mid Phoenix for the Dragons. They lose out on the side birds. But with Lasbra out, it's now a 5v4.
Adapting hadn't fully backed. It's not a full reset. Either you get this mid-Phoenix and you do get to fall back, or you use the next 40 seconds to start getting aggressive on the Titan.
30 seconds till Lasbra is back, even less than that, and Zapman continues to pelt damage to the Acid Rain. Final K, Cavalry charge in, Vote use the beads, and it's a boulder from Nika. The Titan is starting to take some damage. Final K taking that up, but it's a big damage and a big pushback for Nika to disposition, adapting, but it's just not enough. The Atlantis Leviathans with only 5 kills this game seal out game number 1 against the Dragon.
Into it.
Early in game.
What if it isn't? What if we're all wrong and it was never Fenrir jungle, and it was ESET jungle? You know, a little Sino play.
I have good news for all of us, including Mifflin and I. Game number 2 is ready. We'll see if the Leviathans 2-0 or the Dragons send us to 3.
Yeah, let's jump right into game number 2 with the Jade Dragons and Atlantis Leviathans. We'll see, maybe, Gore, if we get a little bit more activity from the Dragons this time through, because it felt like once those first few minutes of the game went through, once the invaded blue didn't go successful for the Dragons, they kind of took a back seat in game number 1. Now need a little bit more activism in game number 2, trying to start things up in the solo lane. So now we'll see Lasbra start up in the dual lane. Zapman Stunned out, will dash away, but he's met by Lasbra, will dive under that tower. Brutalize gets the kill. Lasbra starts off in the duo, hot for the Jade Dragons. With Wrong U to the right side. Trying to get something going against Nika, but with that ultimate, it's difficult to catch Nika, so maybe go for Lasbra instead. Ult by Shinto and a portal in. He'll be picked up by Laz, but that's exactly what Shinto wants, to distract Lasbra, to set up for something else. But Dardas has killed Shinto. The damage from Empty the Crypts, the damage from the Saw Pwash ends up netting the Dragons a kill.
Credit for this Fury pull, and it's just because of that. Circle of Protection makes things so much easier for a team like this. This is, if you're ever seeing a team play ESET, period, that's why they're doing it. And I'm not. I think the Dragons are in a beautiful position, right? I'm not disagreeing. In fact, actually, with this kill on the Zap, they're going to do exactly what I was hoping for, which is saying, you know, more dominant on the map, more force applied to the Leviathans, or else it doesn't make as big a difference.
Adapting, doesn't have beads, and that's an easy target for Lasbra. Dardas, credit to the kill, but the setup there by Mike and Laz.
Still have to worry around these objectives about Mike and Mike's existence in general.
All Mike and Dardas will use ultimates. The Dragons steal away the Pyro and the fight. Wrong U taken down by Nika. A jump away for Adapting as the Jade Dragons focus their attention to the Fire Giant question mark. All ultimates were used in the fight. Final K is here, but there's not much that he can do. Runic Bomb's in pocket. The Jade Dragons sneak away a Fire Giant at 18 minutes. What will the Leviathans do? Shinto's portaled away to try and create some space for himself, steal away a buff, but Lasbra right behind in, a quick taunt away, through space and time used, as well as the ult from Adapting, but Lasbra is just fine. The shell to eat through most of the damage.
Pretty much anything out of the Circuit. A couple of ults, right? But otherwise it has been moments like this, and man, I'm going to call it that.
Man,
that might just be the thing that gets the Dragons the next FG, right? 40 seconds before Adapting's back, 40 seconds before farm up for the next couple of minutes, then they could take this next Fire Giant fight. They might need to hit the reset button on my thinking.
All Rivers rebuked by Wrong U, locks in a couple that do have the shell to heal up, but as well as Mike's ultimate, Vote's going to need all that healing because Shinto's doing a lot of damage. Vote taken down, and Nika bails the squad out from a potentially worse situation.
Man, if they get the Fire Giant, I'm trying to do like the mental equation. How much does it give the Leviathans? If they get a pick here onto Mike or anybody really, that makes this game so much easier.
Mike just barely gets through, but Zapman weaves in and finds the last auto. And now it's Nika running.
Run for fire.
He'll be able to get out. Leviathans know that Lasbra's here, but they're still going to do the Fire Giant anyways. Final K goes into Dardas, and the Leviathans will get the Fire Giant. Lasbra turned on immediately. Heart Bomb will take him down. The Leviathans, who have been down 6,000 gold to start this one, are steamrolling right back into this game as they use the portals for Shinto in his ultimate to close up the cap. And that finds the taunt onto Dardas, but he gets the beads and the Aegis away, and immediately the Leviathans, they lose out on their pick, but they've got fire on all five. Leviathans have to back away. They get their movement speed, not from just Zapman, but Shinto as well. But it's a go right back in. Final K locks down. Vote falls through the portal. The Rivers Rebuke to lock him in. There's nowhere for Vote to go, as Zapman picks up a killing spree for the Leviathans.
And this is why all of that late game conversation existed. This is why we said the Dragons needed a massive lead, because this is what this composition is built to do. You just gotta wait, and we were waiting. And honestly, I thought that kill onto Adapting might have been the final nail in the coffin for the coffin for the Leviathans. I thought that they win the 50-50. They've got a weighted coin toss in their favor.
They got the burn. They've got some secure, but there's also some runic bombs in pocket by the Leviathans to seal away the Fire Giant. Final K goes down, and Adapting off to the side to escape away from Lasbra. He gets picked up, beads force, and a Rivers Rebuke response, but Nika crashing in has brought the entire Jade Dragons to the back door of the Leviathans. It's Wrong U who might just get picked out, caught in the middle of all four. It is 2 picks for the Leviathans, and both kills going over to Vote.
They've got to play this carefully. Look, Shinto, has to get back to the base. They're going to lose this Phoenix for sure. This could be a push into the Titan room. You need a little more aggression, maybe another pick. But all it takes is a misstep from the Leviathans. That's an easy go button for the Dragons.
Front line for the Leviathans. The Dragons will just walk right in.
They still have Circle of Protection.
Half HP. Zapman goes through. And with the ultimates from both of the mages, the Jade Dragons should all but take down the Titan, tie up the set, and Gore, we're going to game number 3.
Look, Mike doesn't use the Circle of Protection on the Fire Giant, and At first, that feels like a mistake. Then they kill Fine OK. And suddenly, it's, again, a different landscape.
Sobek, 223 games played in Season 2, by the way. Game number 3 against the Jade Dragons and the Leviathans. Let's find us a winner.
We'll see if that Sobek can bring a win here in year 10 of Smite competitive play. It's the Leviathans and the Dragons, game number 3. To see who's going to be taking home the win and notching themselves an extra point in that win column, because both of them need it so desperately. It's J-Mac, Gore, and
I
Dunn.
forgot that I wore a shark head.
It's still my profile picture on Twitter. I still have the shark head. Haven't had a moment. Well, I guess I can't really say I haven't had a moment that tops that. Worlds was a really fun experience. Some really good
If you're
moments
trying
there.
to tell me right now that wearing
No,
a shark
no,
head
no.
on broadcast is better than the
No,
Smite World
no,
Championship
not by
in
any
person
means.
for you,
I
I am going to punch you.
No, I still got to sort through and find some really good pictures from Worlds for me. Zapman rooted in place, and maybe our first kill of the game on to Vote. It's Adapting, who strikes first for the Leviathan.
Lasbra, Mike either getting a nasty silence or a really, really, really effective ult.
Adapting gets beats from Lasbra, fearing the knockup. The Adapting had thrown out. It's a tier 1 tower, feared away. And our Rivers
Good
Rebuke
walls.
from Wrong You locks in Mike and Vote. Potentially another casualty. Vote uses the beads to dash away, but Shinto goes right in, nowhere for Vote to go. But it's a 1-for-1 trade as Dardas takes down Adapting all the while in the midst of the
Because
fighting.
you see the top down, we know that's not going to connect, but that knockup could have been massive. That one
Oh.
is going to be massive.
Blink into the tail whip, just like it's been called for on the desk. It's a combo to take down Mike. Zapman credit for that one. Shinto, though, under fire by Nika. Lasbra being rained from death by Zapman. Adapting goes over the wall, doesn't get the blink he was hoping for to try and chase Laz instead. Now, I mean, Nika in danger, gets the Fearless onto just Adapting in the beads.
Good
Now
rip
forced
time.
away. Nika barely out of that one, and Dardas to turn it around. The damage from this Agni is starting to slam against the Leviathans. Vote takes down Fine OK, but Shinto will knock out Lasbra.
Okay, it felt overwhelming in favor of the Leviathans, but it takes a little too long to get all those kills start to going in their favor. Might even be able to find more good stun from Dardas. Luckily, that Aegis is still there for Zap. He's barely walking out of this one.
Shinto goes in with ult, Vote's down. Dardas has a lot though, finds the stun, doesn't have a bomb for follow-up.
Dash.
You know he wants
He's
this
g-
one,
oh.
but that slow from Wrong You may have been the saving grace that keeps Dardas from going from a kill to Shinto. Now, the dash in could be one on a Wrong You instead. Dardas will not let this one go, and it's a killing spree for the mid of the Dragons.
Essentially, 1,000 of that 14K that Dardas has put up just creates so much space for him.
Well, Wrong You hit by the Sunder, picked up by Lasbra, and thrown to the Wolves. Or should I say, thrown to the Dragon. Ping-ponged around as well. The only Fury has not been fully leased. The Dragons do manage to get the objective on Nika, who is backing on the pack side of the pit himself. Dardas has a bomb stun over the wall. Fine OK goes in with the blink tail whip yet again. An easy combo for Fine OK and Adapting to team up. They grab one, but Lasbra now picked up Wrong You, brought him under the tower, and Wrong You will be going down. A 1-1 trade. Wrong You for
Specific play from Adapting right now is going to make the big difference.
the bully Vote tactic for the Leviathans.
Not gonna
Fine
get
OK plucks Nika away. Dispositions him, and now Nika thrown in the middle of 3. The knockup is there, quick beads. But Adapting didn't even need the ultimate for that one. Instead, has a turn back by Vote. Zapman low, but Nika gets caught out, and Adapting will drop him down. The Leviathans took him a while to find the pick they were looking for, but Nika down for 35.
They've managed to take even one-person losses of 5v4 and turn it around.
Oh, double Fearless from Nika to start. Lasbra goes in as well. Finds the pickup on a Shinto. No beads for the Tiamat, but there's not enough follow-up damage. Shinto might just walk away. Gets the Aegis before the final cleave goes through, but it's Vote to shut him down. Now Nika to
Look
the
at
back
Nika.
of the Lawbringer. He wants blood. He wants to take down someone else, but for now, they'll settle with their 1 kill and a tier 1 tower. Especially the fact there's 3 runic bombs in pocket for the Dragons. But once again, it's a blink, tail whip pull, but it's not enough follow-up on the Mike, and now Rivers Rebuke has locked Lasbury. He can't take his target where they want to. The Jade Dragons have lived through a little bit, but Nika caught out in the back line and stuck on the ring of fire. The Leviathans have got their 1 pick, and now it's enough to start fire.
And I'm going to say, they've got 8 kills on the board, might get a little more, might need a little more because the Dragons still hanging around. They need to make this fight go their way.
Dardes drops 2 of his bombs, dashes away from Final Cave. Now he's without his beats, plucked back and thrown to the rest of the squad. Dardes aces as much as he can. The last bomb used for damage, but he goes down. It's adapting with his 5th kill of the
other ones,
game.
right? First blood, things like that, feel great. Those are the first ones that have really opened up the map for the Leviathans. A lot of the other times it's been retaliation. Pretty big relic at that as well, right? Beads on a Sobek, and something we had seen earlier. Nika goes for a big Fearless, gets some good knock-up. Relatively low bullying, but that's a great pluck.
Beats a little bit too late, still gets thrown back. Final K in danger as Lasbert continues his chase in. PBM not quite enough either, and Lasbert goes too far forward. Adapting is turned back around. And Final K lives on less than 100 damage from Vote, with those crit auto attacks hitting through, even through the Spectral Armor. Fire Giant's not going down fast though. Nika plucked back. The silence there to try and bail him out. It might just be enough. Final K though still trying to get aggressive. And Vote's ultimate plus PBMs to zone out. But here comes Adapting with the pack line. Nika has to go away. Final K down. And Adapting cannot grab Nika. Lazra's back from the grave. The Jade Dragons. No Aegis for Dardes. Keep eyes on his health bar, but also be watching the Fire Giant. Nika and Lazra playing zoning duty. Aegis gone by Zapman. Beats and ultimate as well. Zapman tries to take down 1 while Nika falls to the back line. The Fire Giant does go to the Dragons, but can everybody make it out? Blink in by Adapting to find Lazra. It should go down to the combo of Adapting and Final K. Dragons get 3 with Fire, but Leviathans pick away 2.
But they can't do much with this buff. That's the big playmaker.
Blink down for 100 seconds by Nika, but the Dragons aren't interested in Fire. Core, they want an ambush. They want to get 1 pick on somebody. Mike's going to go in, and he'll find just Zapman. Wrong U steps up. Final K to the back line. Finds a knock up onto Mike and will pull him back through. Mike is gone from the fight. The turn and burn from the Leviathans has now sent 1 of the Dragons back. Vote. No more beads. Adapting finds a knock up. Adapting gets 7 in a row for the team. And now Lazarus separate himself. Beats away the stun from Shinto, but the damage from this Tiamat not enough to take him down yet. Instead, it's the Leviathans pushing forward.
Dardes, a lot of damage. Lazarus still can get to the back. Cause a little trouble for Adapting and Zap. But if they get a good pluck, if they burn Nika's health bar, they have nothing to worry about.
No, Nika hit the 2nd knockup afterwards, and now it's only 2. Does Dardes have enough damage? No, he does not. He dashes in. The Aegis buys time, but not enough. The Leviathans have brought this one back through. Lasbert tries to take out Shinto, but it's the Atlantis Leviathans who come out on top, take game 3 and the set against the Dragons.
Look, I gotta give the Dragons some credit. I like the ambush that they were going for. If they get a pick there, it is the easiest either enhanced Fire Giant they've gotten in their lives, or they can march down into a Phoenix in a 4v5.